and finally, the last thing we're doing today are horizontal and vertical lines. So these are easy, but you do need to practice them, and especially when you get to study for the next assessment task in this topic, you do need to practice all these different things because otherwise you do get them confused. Okay, so a horizontal line goes straight across like this, like the horizon, and it has the equation y equals and a number. Okay, now I've given you an example here. Here's a line that's horizontal, and it's going straight through that point there. And that point there is on the y-axis, right? So it's passing through y equals 14. So that is the equation of that line, y equals 14. Every single point on this line has a y coordinate of 14. So I could have a point all the way up here, and it might be 10, 14. There might be one here, might be 5, 14. So all of the y coordinates are 14. That's why it works like this. Okay, now the next one, a vertical line. Vertical line goes like this, straight down, and it has the equation x equals a number, and this is y. So in this one, I'll just put the origin in so you can see where things are. That's our x and our y-axis crossing at the origin. So here's the line we're talking about. It's vertical. It's passing through that point there. And that point is on the x-axis. So that is the point x and has a -7 there. So it's actually got an equation of x equals -7. So it's pretty easy to do. I mean, you've just got to practice them, that's all. So in the examples we're doing here, we are graphing all of these lines on a number plane. So I haven't drawn this up yet, I'm about to. So I'm going to draw up our number plane, and I'm just going to make sure that I've got the numbers going far enough to be able to graph these. So my x's only have to go from -1 to 2. So I'm only going to go from -1 to 2. You can go further, but you don't have to. So I'm going to put my 0 there. So -1, 1, 2 on the other side. And my y is going to go, my y-axis will go straight through there. So you'll see, I've only done x's from -1 to 2 to cope with those two. Now the y's have to go from 0 to 3. So I really don't need anything down here. And our y's have to be from 0 up to 3. And now we should be able to put all our lines on. So our first line is y equals 3. So I'm going to go to, sorry, I better write these axes on. That's x and that's y. So I'm going to go to y equals 3. There's the y, 3. And then I just draw straight through it. Okay, so it's going to look like this. So that is the equation of the line y equals 3. So when you're doing these, because we're doing 4 lines on one number plane, you have to label them all. So that one's y equals 3. Next one, done that one. Next one is x equals 2. So we're going to the x-axis, to the 2, put a point there, and go straight through it. Okay, so this equation is x equals 2, and that's its graph. That one's done. The next one is x equals -1. So we go to the x-axis to -1, put a point, and go straight through it. And put the equation on, x equals -1. And the last one we're doing is y equals 0, and this one can be a bit tricky for people. So you're going, watch what I do, we're going to the y-axis to the 0, and we're going straight through it. So it's got to go this way. Alright, so that's the equation y equals 0. So when you're doing the 0 things, the x-axis will be the equation y equals 0. And the y-axis will have the equation x equals 0. They're opposites to each other. Okay, now let's have a look over at number 2. Now here I've drawn up a whole lot for you. I'm just about to write the question down, so we are going to write the equation of the lines So we have 6 lines to write the equations of. We're just going to find the lines first and then we can write the equation. So the first one is A. Where's A? Here it is, this one. So have a look at what A is doing. It's going through the x-axis at 6. So its equation is x equals 6. Then the next one we're looking at is B. Here's B. So what's B doing? It's going straight through the y-axis at 10. So y equals 10. And the next one is C. There's C. It's going straight through the y-axis at -5. So y equals -5. And then let's look at D. There's D. Now, be careful with this one. So that is the x-axis. And remember, the x-axis is y equals 0. I'll just write x-axis next to that one, so you don't forget it's the opposite letter equal to 0 with the axes. Now we're looking at E. Here's E. E is going through the x-axis at -4. X equals -4. And where's F? Here's F, and it's right on the y-axis. And what's the equation of the y-axis? Opposite letter. X equals 0 for the y-axis. So these ones are pretty easy, but you've just got to practice them so you don't forget it. All right? Good luck with your homework.